morning, pineapple. Looking very good, very nice. Good 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 morning, pineapple. Looking very good, very nice.
Если голова болит, Simple Dimple, подскрипишь, подскрипишь, подскрипишь. Роскомздрав не запретит. Если голова болит, Simple Dimple, подскрипишь, подскрипишь, подскрипишь. Роскомздрав не запретит. Если голова болит.
That was 100% real. Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show on the 4 Liberty Network, and it's Friday.
We made it yet again.
There's a real beautiful woman sitting right there next to me, Stephanie Peterson.
Thank you. But you won't get any cute Asian videos from me. Only for my husband in the bedroom.
There will be no videos in our bedroom. Sorry. Guys.
No, I mean like in person.
Oh.
You know. Yeah.
All right. Well, with a show titled Micro-Peen, you might figure it was going to get awkward fast.
Yes. You've come to join the Pen 15 Club. Welcome.
Stephanie really legitimately, like 10 minutes ago, asked her, she's like, do you remember the Pen 15 Club? And I'm like, no. Yes, of course.
That was a joke in like middle school, elementary school. It was kind of like 6-7. It was our version of 6-7 back during our generation.
Was it? I don't know. Freedom Family Friday means that I bring my lovely family out here to meet you guys. Stephanie's in studio with us today, and Justin will be here at 8 a.m. Central Time. So
He will bless us with his presence.
we do have some stories, but we don't stick to them. We talk about whatever the hell we want. We've got a concept, a general idea of how we want the show to go, but we can do whatever the hell we want. So welcome to Penis Lands. Penis. We are going to tell, speaking of penises, Zohran Mamdani is headed to the White House today. We're going to hear from Justin on that, or actually Stephanie and I are just going to cover that. We'll talk to Justin about something else. Zohran Mamdani is going to go to the White House today to tell Trump this.
But if you want to pursue your promise to create the single largest deportation force in American history, or your promise to persecute and punish your political enemies, then you will have to get through me to do that here in New York City.
All right. So no deportations in New York City, says
He
Zohran
talks
Mamdani.
so fast.
Yeah. So Donald Trump's going to meet with him today. The man Trump called a communist, the guy threatening Trump, the progressive darling who thinks capitalism is a war crime, is going to the White House today, and we're going to talk about what's going on, why the meeting matters, and whether it's detente or demolition derby. Did we do it again? Did we go on the wrong page again? People are like, you're not on the page. You're not on the page. Did I do that again like an idiot? Please tell me I didn't. Oh. Dad Bod says we're not showing up in his feed, so.
Huh, you showed up in mine.
Did he? Okay.
Here,
it looks
wait,
like
let's see.
it's on. Yeah, no, it's on AP for Liberty. It's there.
Yeah,
It's
you
yeah.
guys,
Don't
come
do
on,
that to
y'all
us,
mess
Dad
with
Bod.
us. There used to be that one guy who'd be like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Yeah, not funny, not cool. We rely on you guys to give us good information. So
Yeah, AP for Liberty. That's who you are, right?
yeah, it's there. Yeah. So
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
this story. Stephanie actually brought this story to me. This was a viral video this week from a child-free, I guess, influencer who was sparking outrage because she was bragging about her perfect life. And so we'll play that. And I've actually found a couple of videos about it. So we'll play those. We'll talk about it.
Oh, it's all over the internet.
Yeah. And then Disney, I want to talk about this with Justin because he was such a huge Disney freak growing up. Disney quietly dropped all their DEI language from their corporate filings, so a little bit of a retreat on that issue. And then with Justin, I'm really excited to talk to him about Micro-Peen. So this has been
I mean, you all would know a thing or two about peens because you're guys. I mean, I really haven't seen many peens in my life, so I don't know the size and all that.
Yeah. So a new documentary claims that Hitler had Kallmann Syndrome after DNA testing. So Kallmann Syndrome was the cause. Never heard of that before. So
I knew that he had a small penis. I think, didn't some other ruler have a small, Napoleon or something?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein had.
No, Napoleon, I think, was Titano-Peen.
Napoleon just had reflux. He had like acid problems, and that's why his hand was always in his jacket.
Well, how do you get there from that to Micro-Peen, Stephanie?
I just know that rulers in history have possibly had micro-peens, or they've had really large peens like Rasputin.
Booty Sweat got engaged last night.
Oh my gosh.
Booty.
Well,
Who was your Booty Sweat wiper?
yes.
Let us know. Congratulations, by the way.
Congrats.
Yeah, Grizz Cheese says a peen for liberty.
A peen. Oh boy, here come the jokes.
A peen for liberty.
Just for the record, you do not have a micro-peen.
All right,
I will say that.
that's
I will say that.
already too much.
Yeah. Sorry.
Immediately
Hey.
no. Immediately no.
This
Immediately
topic left room for that.
This show is
so.
canceled already. Okay, sorry. I'm not talking about that. All right, so here's the show breakdown. You've got it. Epstein has lemon-shaped anatomy. Hitler had a micro-peen. Disney drops DEI. A viral child-free influencer. Trump and Zohran Mamdani. And here's the news, guys. We've got bonus content for you today, just like every day, but we don't always unlock it. Today's going to be a great day. I feel like usually on Fridays, because we have a cute little redhead on the show, she's really good at getting people to open up their wallets and support the show financially. If we raise $100 on the Wake Up America show today, you'll get to watch our mini documentary instead of commercials, which is way more fun. If we raise $150 today, I've got a really fun trivia game for us to play. It's the Great Grift Off.
Aww.
Founding Fathers Party Mix.
I mean, I could say that I would win at this game.
Well, everybody's going to get to play today, but we have to unlock it at $150. So make sure you get those Rumble rants in early and often.
Can I just say, I have been working very hard at designing new merch for you all this week. We have new mom and dad shirts that I am incredibly proud of because I made them very specifically to be this way. I was envisioning an art piece. And so we have a dad shirt that is literally dad with guns around it and bullets and bullet holes helping to shape the word dad. Just type in dad right there in the search.
Well, you can always just scroll on the front page. If you scroll
that's
down,
right.
If you scroll down to the latest product drops on the front page there, you click the latest product
dad
drops.
bullet hole tees.
Yes, Stephanie designed those yesterday. She really wanted some mom and dad t-shirts and sweaters, so she designed those yesterday.
Because I don't like the cheesy ones online. I think they're silly.
Yeah.
And so I was envisioning this patchwork patriotic art piece for my mom's shirt.
Yeah, and she also designed the comeback with a warrant floral doormat.
Yes. I mean, these are things that I would be proud to wear and own. I'm adding all of these to my holiday list for Austin to buy for me.
You can get those at forlibertyshop.com this morning. Every purchase that you make during the live show counts to unlock the bonus content. So head over to forlibertyshop.com this morning. Do your Christmas shopping. Spend your pay with the people who care about you, and we'll use your money for good purposes. So let's do it, and we'll unlock the bonus content in $150. And yesterday, somebody went, I think it was our friend Marie, she went and she got a really nice gift from the Griff shop.
She sure did. I fulfilled that order.
Yeah, because she won the Great Grift Off. So at the end of the game, at the end of the show, if you win the game, you get a nice little prize from the shop. And she went in yesterday and got herself a really nice product from the shop too. So let's do that. Let's unlock that bonus content. Quest wants to do it. Peterson Payola, he dropped $1 in, guys. Let's do it.
Thank
Let's
you.
hit it. And if we hit $200, then we will all sing Christmas songs. And Justin will play the piano and we'll sing.
Oh, yes. I know he's been wanting to do that.
There you go. We know that Santa. So it's a very special show for you today with LDub78 in the chat. We will absolutely
L-Dubs, you better be at Freedom Arcade tonight,
Yeah,
buddy.
we missed you, bud. We always love hanging out with you. So let's hit the big news today. First stop is Zohran Mamdani heads for a meeting in the White House. Boy, it's an odd time to live in right now. Donald Trump is going to meet with socialist mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. And he's going to the White House to talk about affordability. So it's this is going to be kind of like the most awkward episode of Shark Tank, right? But with a lot more security and fewer ideas. We're going to break down what's going on. So, Zohran Mamdani and Trump would normally be at each other's throats, but they kind of have to work together now because of the fact that, like it or not, he's going to be the leader of America's largest and most powerful city in the Empire State.
You know, it's funny to me that a mayor has so much power because I know that in some places there are dogs for mayors. So it's like, how would a dog go to the White House and talk to Trump about?
I think all
their
mayors should be replaced with dogs. On a side note, Muslims don't like dogs.
And the other one,
They eat
you're
them.
talking about fast and free buses and you're meeting with the governor. I've heard you talk about many times that you don't want to take money away from the MTA. You want to put money back in. It's something that she agrees with, right? We don't want to take away money from the MTA. How are you getting that money, the $700 million to make the buses free, into the MTA if she's not for raising taxes?
You know, I think that the two clearest ways to raise that money is through the raising of the state's corporate tax to match
But she
that
said
of New
no.
Jersey. I think that a lot of this is still a case to be made. Whether it's the corporate tax or whether it's the personal income tax on those who make more than $1 million a year or more, I think that these are the clearest ways. I've also said that if there are other ways to raise this funding, the most important fact is that we fund it, not the question of how we do it, but that we do it.
That's a guy who's never run a business. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about.
But can you say he has a winner attitude? He does not have a losing poverty mindset.
No, you're right.
We talk about poverty mindsets a lot.
That's not really true because he doesn't really understand what people are earning. If you make over $1 million a year, are we talking about gross or are we talking about net? If we're talking about gross, that's one thing. If you're talking about net, that's another. You and I know full well. We were looking at the shop, and I was looking at how much money has the Wake Up America show's Liberty Shop made since it started the last 3 years. And if you just look at that number, you'd be like, wow, you made a lot of money in the last 3 years.
Right.
No, we did not make a lot of money in the last 3 years because the money that you get to keep from that is a very small portion. And then even that, you still have to reinvest it back into the shop to try and get to continue the profits.
Well, what I would hope is that you'd be paying taxes only on your profits. So I guess he's referring to someone who makes $1 million in profit or more, because that's how taxes work, right? It's like we find out, how many expenses we have, we find out how much we made, we subtract those, and then that's the number that the government will use to tax us for our income. At least I'm assuming. I don't know if it's different in New York.
So so the high earners is what they want to go after. They want to go after the people who are making over $1 million a year for a special tax to pay for all their little pet projects. And meanwhile, the economy is shakier than it's ever been. They're talking about affordability, but it's how are they going to make things more affordable by taking more of people's money that they use to create jobs? See, the thing is that people until you have signed, like Amy Opperman, until you have signed the front of a paycheck, you cannot know what the life of a business owner is like. The amount of stress that they go through. I mean, our life is stressful enough, and we're like, the bottom rung of like business, small business owners, right? But I mean, for people, if you're bringing in $1 million a year, you've fucking earned it. Okay, you earned it.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't just fall into your lap.
And I know people say, like, what's her name? There was some celebrity singer. It's going to come to me in a second. And she was like, why do you need all over $1 million? Nobody needs that much money. And it's like, well, why is it your place to say what somebody else needs or wants?
Well, yeah, that's the mind. Exactly. Perfect, Stephanie. The mindset is warped in the first place, and the math doesn't math. If you're just tuning in to Wake Up America show, good morning. Click that like button. Click the follow button as well. If today's your first time watching the Wake Up America show, we are a 5-day-a-week show, Mondays through Fridays, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time. You can text the show at 573-319-1586. Sometimes people, if they have questions about their orders at the Griff Shop too, they use that phone line. Don't call it. We don't answer. It's just a text line, 573-319-1586. We used to get a bunch of like voice messages that go into that bin. I checked it the other day, and it was all angry leftists during the shoes. What happened to your shoes era?
Yes.
Which, speaking of shoes, we're very excited about the possibility of bringing our Javier Milei Fueras to Argentina. Can you believe we've come this far, Stephanie?
Yeah, business deals are tough. I mean, talking about business deals, right? I mean, there's a lot of money on the line for something like that.
Oh my God. There's so many hoops that you have to go through to do a business deal like this. You want to talk about making $1 million. So we were approached by this
angel investor.
You call him an angel investor, right? But he's just, he's just a very he's just kind of a globe-trotting millionaire who's a big fan of Javier Milei. And he reached out to us because he had bought the Javier Milei Fuera sneakers. And he went to Buenos Aires. And when he was in Argentina, he was walking around the city. And when he was there, everybody was looking at his shoes, pointing at his shoes, going, "Donde, donde?" Where can they get these shoes? And we have, this is something that we struggled with. We have not been able to sell these shoes to Argentina. We can't ship them to Argentina from our supplier, our manufacturer. And as most of you know, we don't hide the fact that we run a print-on-demand store, but we just can't ship these to certain countries. We sold them to Japan, we sold them in Europe, and we think that Javier Milei's sister has them. And I think that she bought them through the Spanish embassy and then shipped them back to Argentina, because we sold a couple of pairs that went to the embassy in the Argentine embassy in Spain. And so this millionaire, he approached me. He said, "Austin," he said, "when I was there in Buenos Aires, everybody wanted to know where I could get these shoes." And he says, "How do you make them? How do you do them?" We had these conversations. We've gone back and forth. He went to China. He found another shoe manufacturer. He found a way to lower the cost of the shoes, because the margins for us are thinner because we do them print on demand. So he's like, well, let's increase this profit margin for these shoes and get them to Argentina. But there was one major hurdle that was standing in our way, which was we needed permission. So he goes out and he's doing all of these phone calls. He's trying to work his angles. He's this rich, millionaire investor. He's trying to get a hold of Javier Milei. Nobody's able to get a hold of Javier Milei. So I have DM'd Javier Milei before in the past, but he never answered.
Right.
And so I just was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to try one more time and see if he'll give us permission, because the lawyers were never going to say yes to this big deal until we had permission. And so I just did it. And you know what? He responded, yes. See.
He says yes with an exclamation point.
Yes.
He says very few words to us, but the words that he says are very powerful.
Yeah, and there are still institutional hurdles to try and get these things in a shipping container en masse to Argentina, and we're going to try and navigate those to the best of our ability, and try to do our first major international business deal, which would be phenomenal, guys. Change our lives. So we're working to make it happen, and we're thankful for everybody over there in the chat who's been with us for over 3 years. The Wake Up America show has been streaming live, working hard, trying to build a Liberty network, staying strong 5 days a week, building this show, building this community. Other influencers have flown by, blown up, had much bigger audiences, but then had to flee to other countries because, maybe their audience weren't as big as they thought they were.
His bag showed up. Mine didn't. I called American Airlines, like, I don't know where your bags are.
Why are you going to El Salvador?
Because I worked. I'm friendly with the government down there. I work in. Let's just say I liaison from the interests of America are in El Salvador, and I help represent some of those interests. Okay. And so, basically, I go down there. I have safe haven down there. I have a safe house. I have people. I'm getting threats on my life. I get my.
That's kind of a shockingly. That video is going mega viral, and these are a couple of my buddies.
Right, so, it's like you're friends with Elijah. You've been on his show. Yeah. He's invited you to Florida to go film with him in his studio.
Gavin McInnes and I have been buddies for years. We've done interviews together. He's praised me publicly. I got nothing against these guys personally.
Right.
But Elijah Schaffer's in big trouble right now. He's being sued, so he fled to El Salvador. He's talking about relationships that he had with with the El Salvador government is very confusing. I mean, I know
not one thing about El Salvador. Nobody talks about that place.
It's the Nayib Bukele. So the conservatives really love Nayib Bukele.
Oh yeah, he's the Bitcoin guy.
Yeah,
right?
he's the guy who invested a lot of like their treasury into Bitcoin and paid off handsomely, from what I understand. Maybe not right now. We're having a little bit of a dip in Bitcoin's price, but we can talk about that a little later. But I had a Canadian guy on a couple weeks ago. I can't remember his name. Wyatt Claypool.
Oh, yeah, I remember Wyatt. Yeah.
And Wyatt's accusations, I don't know if they're true or not, are that a lot of these influencers, and he accused Elijah, and I don't know if it's true, but he accused Elijah of inflating their numbers, inflating their following online.
Yeah.
And that's tempting. That's really tempting, because it's like, when here we are struggling away every day with the pickaxe in the mines. Oh, do we get the bonus content today? Oh, we've only raised $1. I could see it being tempting, wanting to be like,
yeah. I'm an influencer conspiracy theorist because I'm really good at paying attention to what everybody else is doing. I know that comparison is the thief of joy.
It is. Don't do it.
But I go on other people's pages and I see, all the conversations that they have and how many likes and follows and everything. And it's like, they grow way faster than you can naturally grow. And it is weird. And it's like, we actually used to know somebody that bought bots to like their Instagram page.
Oh,
so we know it happens.
And they had like 1 million followers.
Yes.
And it's like, who is
And they
this
only get
person?
like a few likes on their posts and a few comments, but yet they have 1 million followers. It's like, this doesn't make sense. The ratios are not adding up here.
And that's why that Wyatt Claypool, he done more than just accuse Elijah of inflating his audience. He's also accusing him of potentially being funded by outside sources, so sources outside the United States.
That's my other conspiracy theory, which I know was kind of a conspiracy, like for Tim Pool, right? Lauren Chen.
Yeah, the Russian money accusations.
Yeah, so we know that there's some sort of outside influence on the conservatives, on the Democrats. I truly believe in it.
Yeah, I do too. I do think, and I think that they launder the money. It's not like they do direct payments, but they'll find ways to launder money to them in order to influence the messaging.
Oh, where'd that come from? Oh, it was a Rumble rant that was just really big.
Right, and it'll be things like, if you have 10 videos and one of them happens to paint Russia in a good light, then they will fund that video specifically, after the fact, not tell you to do it. But if you do it, then they will fund that video, and that's how it works. So, yeah. But I mean, there's this concept. It's called audience capture.
Yeah.
And I think that it's very tempting, especially when you hit on something, a topic or a sort of particular point of view, you'll start to pick up an audience from that, right? And we see this in a micro way with our Argentina audience, where sometimes my Argentina followers will be far more active, far more generous, far more supportive than the Americans will be for my audience. And it's kind of fascinating. And in Japan too, we see this, we get a lot of support from Japanese libertarians and Japanese conservatives. And part of this is just a natural overlap because of our affiliation with Japanese culture through karate and our trip to Japan and just our general interest in Asian culture,
right?
And then part of it, of course, and same with Javier Milei, and then the other part of it is that they say it in their best interest to have a Yankee or American like us supporting their president because of the views that they espouse, right? And I've also taken an interest in the Japanese Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, right? But ours is more of an ambassadorship relationship. It's more like, we're not ambassadors or diplomats, but we sort of act as, we're not acting on behalf of Argentina or on behalf of Japan. We're just speaking out in favor of them because we like the policies that we're seeing and the general rightward turn that their countries have taken. And for conservatives, it's kind of the same thing with the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele. He has cracked down on violent crime and criminals and done mass arrests. He has, Bitcoinized the treasury of El Salvador and done things that conservatives really like and enjoy and appreciate. So that's why you'll see a lot of people. That's why you see Elijah Schaffer fleeing to El Salvador, because he has friends down there. But
I just wonder what's happening with his child and his wife. His wife is Jewish.
Is she really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Elijah, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing?
Yeah. They used to live in
Come on,
Australia
man.
together.
I didn't know that his wife is Jewish.
Yeah,
Are you sure
he's
about
always
that?
talked about that. Yeah, I'll fact check it.
Okay, fact check. Somebody get a fact check on that.
Yeah, he's always talked about that.
And thank you, Cecilia, for the tip. Just putting a small
Thank you,
chunk today.
Cecilia.
We
You've been
appreciate
a huge help to us.
Yeah. Did you see that X is now listing country of origin on accounts? Cat Dad reminded us over there.
Oh,
in the
no,
chat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they are. So it's right now. It's not public to anyone but the person who you can see your own, but it hasn't been revealed to the public just yet. But I was actually shocked. They did actually dox me today, and we saw that they found out that if you think Elijah Schaffer with El Salvador is bad, but take a look. They found me. I don't know how they found me, but there we go. Look at that account based
In Argentina. Oh my God, that's funny. That is funny.
Evan Rowan,
So
good morning.
Elijah Schaffer wrote, "My wife is Jewish" on September 14th, 2023 on Twitter.
I don't think I believe him. I don't know if I do. M&M's gave us $5. Thanks, M&M's. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Or gal. We don't know.
Eminem, you're a thing.
M&M's. We don't know M&M's. It's nice to meet you, by the way, and thank you for your generosity.
Maybe it's the real Slim Shady.
I'm honestly concerned about Elijah Schaffer. I think he's in trouble, and I think that he's kind of flailing and he's on the run, and I hope that he kind of finds a little bit of homeostasis, because it seems like he's really struggling and he's flailing. He's running all over the world. He's running away from lawsuits. But, and I hope that Elijah hears this. I don't know if he will. Probably he won't. He's got a lot going on right now. But I think you need to go back to God, man. You need to go back to your first principles, and you need to get back to where you were in the beginning, because I think that the Jew hate warps people's minds. And honestly, I'm going to say this, and he may not like to hear this, but I don't think Elijah Schaffer believes what he says. I don't think that he believes it. I think that he was chasing an audience. And the reason I think that is because Elijah hosted me and John Doyle, who just got a show on The Blaze, by the way. Congratulations, John Doyle.
Wow.
It was a libertarian versus conservative debate.
Oh, with Sydney Watson.
Sydney, we did the show earlier. That was like the Blaze TV, but then later we did it wasn't like a live stream, but it was like a cut video podcast. It was a debate between me and John Doyle and Elijah Schaffer. And before the conversation started, Elijah was kind of like telling us how he hasn't decided whether he's a libertarian or whether he's a conservative or a populist. But I kind of got the impression that it wasn't like he was really trying to find out what it is that he believed, truly believed. But I got the impression that he was really just trying to triangulate where the mood was going. And so that's why he went full griper, full anti-Zionist, a lot of Jew haters on his show, making, doing all of these collabs with the, Nick Fuentes characters and types. And I feel like it wasn't genuine. And I think that it spun out of control, because you can't keep that under wraps forever. You can't, sooner or later you'll betray yourself, right? Your true self will shine out. It will come through. There are some master manipulators who maybe in their Machiavellian wiles will be able to prevent people from knowing what's in the hearts, what's in their hearts. They can prevent the public from knowing what's in their hearts. And there have been certainly politicians and people throughout history that have been able to do that. But I think that Elijah Schaffer, he's just kind of a silly, funny weird guy who was chasing an audience, and he thought that like the Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes people were going to be good. They're eating him alive right now.
Yeah.
They're eating him alive. And they, because he posted, did you see the post of the girl that he said that they hired yesterday?
Has a new intern that's Asian.
Yeah, yeah. And again, buddy, Elijah, please don't get mad at us, right, bud? This is from a place of love. Like we're your friends, and we don't want to see anything bad happen to you. But it just seems as if, did he delete it?
Oh, isn't that interesting? Maybe she is gone. I'm sure people have screenshotted it and whatnot.
No way.
But yeah, she had weird hands, and she was sitting across from him at a restaurant.
See, look at this. The Jews did 9/11. See, he's like, I mean, how many of these 858,000 followers, number one, are Americans?
Yeah.
How many of them are actual followers?
You know, he struggles with his identity. We know that he's been through conversion therapy before. He used to be gay.
Look at him posting this kind of, look at these photos.
And now he's not gay anymore.
Right.
Now he's married with a child.
Yeah.
So it's like he truly has some identity issues and some deeply rooted scars, I'm sure.
He deleted it.
Okay.
He deleted it. It's gone.
Yeah, he knew it was AI. Everybody knew it was AI. It was this AI Asian girl.
He said that he hired this Asian girl, and then she had hands that were like thicker and rougher. And are you gonna try and find it for me right now?
Yeah, AI Asian.
Yeah. Thank you guys for all your generous donations over there in the chat. We appreciate you guys. It's Friday. Go shopping. Go to the gift shop.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm concerned for him because I think that deep down he's. I can't say he's a good person because I think that he's, in some ways, he's betrayed, his true nature. And I think that I just think that he could come back. I believe in redemption. And it's just that I think that I don't even think he really hates Jews. All this, the Jews did 9/11 and all this kind of stuff.
No, his wife is truly Jewish.
Yeah, it's a grift.
Mm-hmm.
It's a grift. It's just fake. It's just a way to like get attention, get people's eyeballs. I mean, God knows, it's such a challenge doing what we're doing, trying to get attention online, trying to grow an audience, trying to monetize it. It's just, did you find it? Anybody screenshot it?
No, now I'm going on Twitter. I was just going in the news to see if anybody did anything.
Did you do Elijah Schaefer intern? Let's see if we could find this picture because it's he was getting ripped. I mean, and it was all his own audience. It was all his own audience to the people who were ripping him, the type of people that are supposed to be following him and liking him. He says, yeah, I can't find it. It looks like, I'm sure somebody did.
How did they scrub it?
It's not, it's
from
not,
the entire
it's not that important.
internet. That's so weird.
But anyways, I hope that Elijah gets back to first principles. And whether you're a conservative, a populist, or libertarian, I just hope that he is exactly what he is. And if he's gay, just be gay, dude. It's fine. Right? Obviously got a wife and a child to deal with here, but maybe it's not fun. Maybe you have to spend the rest of your life covering up who you are. I don't know. He's just in a lot of pain, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not easy. In a lot of ways, this job kind of sucks. It sucks every day to try and like do what you can to try and get your show to the top of rankings, to the top of X, get people's attention, but to do it in a way that actually is I don't know, not demeaning, not degrading, not demoralizing, and not have to demonize other people. Boy, that is the straight and narrow path, as the Bible says.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very confused by everything that's going on. I just wonder, like, if we got into a big lawsuit, what would we do? Would we just stay here and like pay for all of it, or would we like flee to another country?
No, we would never. I would never flee to another country.
Right.
No, we would just, we'd call. We know more lawyers than you probably think. We call Jennifer Bukowski.
Right.
Judge Napolitano. We'd have a panel of we'd call Will Scharf, the president's lawyer.
Yeah. I can't see us ever getting into such a huge issue where we would need huge lawyers like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what we would do to get in that position, honestly.
Happy birthday to the 46th president of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.
That's his name.
Me. If you think I don't have the energy level or the mental acuity. The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway, from Charlotte another line going from in Florida down to Tampa of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. The idea that
This is not
Los
AI.
Angeles
No.
what am I doing here? For
Oh
two
my God.
reasons. One, we haven't been able to communicate it in a way that is, let me say another way. But the nature, not a solid meeting with they make a very good point. Here's the deal. Here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers.
Oh my gosh. This is so cringe and sad. I wonder how he's doing because I thought he had prostate cancer. So I'm assuming he went through treatment by now. It's like we don't really hear much about Biden, do we? Nobody really talks about him.
Last I heard, he was broke. He was fishing around trying to get a book deal. I think he finally got it closed, but he was living in a trailer van down by the river.
What? No, he wasn't.
I'm not joking. It was like a mobile home.
No,
I'm not
his
kidding.
wife would never put up with that.
Look it up. It was like at some mobile home place. It was on near a beach. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding.
He's got money, even if
no.
he's not like super rich. He's got money.
Wall Street.
How could you be the
Journal,
president of the United
Joe
States and not have any money?
Biden, money, mobile.
What did he do
home.
with his money? Where'd it go?
Joe Biden's 2025 is going about as well as the 2024. He still commands. Oh, here we go. Joe Biden is struggling to cash in on his presidency. Companies are reluctant to hire the former president as a paid speaker due to his unpopularity and fear of retribution from Donald Trump. Listen to this. First sentence, Stephanie. Joe Biden spent his first Independence Day out of the White House at a high-end trailer park.
High end, see?
A trailer park.
But it probably costed like $3,000 a night at least.
He's a president.
Yeah, I mean, even if you have everything in the world, you might just want to go back to nature sometimes and go camping.
The former First Family crashed in this wealthy enclave at a place that belongs to musician Moby, a buddy of Biden's son Hunter. They parked themselves on the beach and dined in a sandy corner of the nearby Paradise Cove Beach Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a far cry from how Biden's peers spent their summers.
Let me look up Paradise Cove.
Barack and Michelle, look it up. Paradise Cove Beach Cafe. It was a far cry from how Biden's peers spent their summers. Barack and Michelle Obama wined and dined at Martha's Vineyard, while Bill and Hillary Clinton donned black tie in the Hamptons, and you're hanging out with Democratic funder George Soros. So
it's in Malibu, California.
So
you are not poor if you're in Malibu, California.
Are there poor,
Come on.
Are there some poor people in Malibu, California, at a trailer park living in a van down by the river? Probably.
Yes, there's homeless people, but I don't think he's one of them. Trust me.
Living in a van down by the river.
This is they got private beach club style amenities. No.
Listen, listen, a van down by the river is a van down by the river, Stephanie, okay?
Park. I'm looking up the trailer park in Paradise Cove, a high-end community known for its celebrity residence and $1 million mobile homes.
In a van
$1 million mobile home.
In a van down by the river.
Brian, from what I've heard, you're using your paper not for writing, but for rolling doobies. You're going to be doing a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river.
See, this is real journalism right here. Real journalism. I am calling out the facts. I am telling people what really is happening, even though this news source right here is trying to paint this picture.
It's the Wall Street Journal, for God's sake.
Yeah, don't listen to it.
He's living in a van,
biased.
rolling doobies, and living in a van down by the river.
Yeah. If it's got tennis, basketball courts, a playground. No, that's not for poor people.
All right, Stephanie, it's time for us to switch topics. Are you ready?
Yes.
Sitter ogni bisciaolo ide viene sempre baccalare del mano bene. Se ci picchia quando si è baccalare perché me oh mamma la 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 oh mamma la la.
Okay, so that was the viral video going around. I
can't tell if she's a mom or not because I saw a kid's toy on the couch. Do you see that thing right there on the left?
That's her controller. That's her Xbox
It looks like a children's toy.
Well, here's the thing. She's living in a state of perpetual childhood. but here's the thing. Did you notice something about this image right here, Stephanie?
She has a cat.
Of course she does.
She's a cat lady.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. She's going to, in like 10 years when she's all dried up, she is going to regret. Why do you think this video went so viral, Stephanie?
Because parents love being parents. So it's like the women who want to get married and have families against single women. Mm-hmm. It's a constant debate between the two. And so online, the thing that made it viral is a lot of parents are talking about how great parenthood is. And they're like, see, I'm not missing out on anything. These things that this lady are doing are really not that meaningful. So it's like, okay, let's go through all these activities she's doing.
Let's start here. So things that make friends. Let's start with the first one.
Okay, sleeping
in as long as she wants. Go ahead.
So I can speak to that because I've been the one getting up with Hazel since the beginning. Yes, at first, when she was a newborn, I got up every 3 hours to feed her. Yes, that was very hard. But now that she is almost 16 months old, I've got her monitor right here. She is still sleeping. She sleeps in until 9 a.m. pretty much every day. Sometimes she wakes up between 8 and 9 a.m. She goes to sleep around 8:30 every night, okay? So once they get to past like 12 months, usually they sleep pretty darn well. They might wake up like once or twice in the night if they're sick. But I mean, we've been doing pretty good with her.
I mean, you've been a superhero when it comes to taking care of the baby, Stephanie. It's no question about it.
And sure, like we definitely don't get as much sleep as we used to. But the thing is, you have to just be strategic about when you sleep. Like we sleep when she naps. If we need some rest, we're like, okay, let's get our sleep in. All right, she's napping. We sleep when she's sleeping. So that's the key there.
Sleeping as long as one. Enjoying all coffee breaks in peace.
So you drink coffee.
Yeah.
Are you able to drink your coffee?
Sometimes no, but I mean, it's just, because she wants what I have. So every time I sit down to eat, I have to eat with one hand or drink with one hand. So no, I don't get to enjoy my coffee breaks in peace pretty much, but it doesn't matter. Who cares? It's fun. It's funny. I'm going to miss it when she's not like yay high to me and begging me to come up and say, because every time I go and sit down, she eats her breakfast and then she has her second breakfast, like all little hobbits.
Second breakfast, like
a little hobbit.
And then she has, what is it, lunch? And
then you have 11sies.
11sies. She has 11sies.
Yes, you have breakfast, you have second breakfast, then you have 11sies, and then you have lunch, and then dinner, and then supper, and that's how the hobbits eat. But when I go and I sit down, it's always like da 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 da. Right? She wants me to hold her while I eat, and she wants to choose. She wants to pick from the things that I eat. And
like she doesn't want to eat anything by herself. But then once you start eating it, she's like, "Oh, I want it."
Yeah, she wants to sit down. And then she'll and I'll put sriracha. I'll put Tabasco all over my plate, all over everything that I'm eating. And then
that's why her diaper was exploding last night.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
That may have been why. And I'm sitting there and you have to cut my food for me because I can't I got to hold one hand here and then the other one.
Yeah. I feel
But
like
I love
raising
it.
a child, it's like almost like a grief process in itself, because as I'm going along, raising her, I am grieving the time that we will never have again. I am grieving those newborn days, those really young days, so it's kind of like you're just constantly growing with your child, but yet also reminiscing about what you don't have with them anymore. So I do know for sure once she is old and out of the house, we're going to miss it very much.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For
Yes.
sure. I already miss, like you were saying, some of the earlier phases that she's already out of. But
Yeah.
so enjoying all coffee breaks in peace. Okay, so yeah, maybe I do miss being able to just relax in my morning coffee. But
Yeah,
honestly,
like sometimes we're both like we just need a minute, just need a minute to get something done,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, yeah, that's relatable.
Yeah,
like
sure.
it is nice to have time just to do some
but
work
still
without a
wouldn't-
child
yeah,
around
but
us.
still wouldn't trade it.
Yeah, yeah.
Disposable income, sure. I do miss disposable
We
income.
definitely had more money.
Yes, we
more
definitely-
savings when she was not around.
Yeah, we didn't have doctor visits and the diapers and the formula and the clothes and all the things that we do.
And I would like to say, even after she's 18, sure, like a lot of parents, they just like cut their kids off and don't pay for anything after that. But I know that we're the kind of parents where we still will, pay for things for her.
course.
We'll still pay for dinners.
Well,
we'll still, help her out
Sure.
if she needs help.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
my dad still kicks and buys us dinners and
Right.
does things for us.
Yeah.
But the thing is about the disposable income, I still wouldn't trade it. I still
Right.
wouldn't trade having a little bit of extra money for not having my daughter. I'm definitely okay with like the challenge and the struggle for having Hazel. She's worth it.
Yeah, like, do you regret not having the disposable income when you have a dog or a cat? You know, like animals are very expensive too. So a child is
Sure.
just like a bit more expensive than an animal.
Right,
But,
and
I
you,
mean,
and you don't have perfect freedom to travel. You've got
Right.
to drop your cat or your dog off at a pound or wherever. Not a pound, but
you want to get rid of it.
yeah, you've got
This
to drop.
lady would do that.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably. So yeah, do we miss disposable income? Sure, but is
Yeah.
there a way to solve that? Sure. You go to forlibertyshop.com.
Yeah, you can get rid of your disposable income at forlibertyshop.com.
That's right, guys. Make sure that you're visiting the gift shop because here's the thing: we have got so many insane sales going on right now. You'd be crazy not to go shopping at forlibertyshop.com. Here's the deal, guys: buy 2 save 15. We've got this gift code going on right now. You'll save 15% off your entire order. The whole stinking thing. If you have always wanted a pair of Javier Malaya Fuera sneakers, and maybe you want 2 pair, but you also want the Viva la Libertad Carajo white bomber jacket or the Fuera tank, or you want a pair for yourself and a pair for the lady. Well, if you come in here and you type that code and you could say, okay, well, I don't want those. I don't want the Fuera shirt, but oh yeah, maybe I do want the sticker. Oh yeah, I do want the hoodie. Let's throw all those items in the cart. Oh, well, guess what? You're not going to have to pay that full price, guys, because you're going to get 15% off. You see that automatic discount? That's from the coffee, because we have a crazy coffee sale going on right now, guys. Limited time only. If you've not tried Martha's Mint coffee, you are insane. Do you like coffee? If you even like coffee and you have not tried this, it's here's the thing about Martha's Mint. Some people are like, "Oh, I don't like flavored coffees." This is not like any other flavored coffee I've ever tried. It is so subtle and delicious that when you taste flavored coffee, you're like, "Oh, there's an artificial flavor to it." This tastes like a natural mint. And you put a little Bailey's in there with you, or maybe a little something, if you know what I'm saying. But here's the thing: if you buy more than 1 box of coffee, the automatic savings pile up. So you buy 2 boxes, you save $3. You buy 3 boxes, you save $7. You buy 4 boxes, you save $12 stinking on your coffee bonus on your coffees. So go to forlibertyshop.com this morning, buy a bunch of coffee, use the buy 2, save 15. Yes, those savings will stack. If you buy more than 1 box, you'll save there. If you put in a t-shirt and a hoodie and you use the buy 2, save 15 coupon, you're going to save 15% on that overall. There you go.
Nice. I do want to speak to what BB for Liberty is saying. He said the only side of this debate about the parenting versus not, that bothers him is when people ridicule others for not having kids. He had someone berate him over it at his last job.
What? Berate him?
Yeah, so like some people, they bully people when they don't have kids, you know,
Yeah, that's
especially in
true.
like religious communities.
I'm sure that, yeah.
Like I know in my sister's community, in the Orthodox Jewish community, once you get married, the pressure's on. Same with the Catholic community. You know, the pressure's on. Hey, when you having a kid?
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
time. Let's go.
Yeah, we
you know?
have Catholic friends who are trying to have kids, and boy, howdy, do they have a lot of pressure on them placed by the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine. Like, if you don't want to have a kid, like, I know so many childless people who are super fun and super cool individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all the power to you, you know? Because honestly, I think parenting ages you a lot. So, like, all of the people that I know who have no kids, they look so young and they're so hip and fun. So,
No,
I guess that's the positive of not having kids.
And maybe it's because I'm at that certain age, but I did notice that as soon as the baby was born, that I did start aging more rapidly.
Yeah.
And that, yes.
Stress, lack of sleep, that's going to do it to you. Absolutely. Yeah. And my body definitely does not look the same as it once did. You know, like having a kid takes a toll on a body as a woman. So it ages me, also.
Yep. Watching cartoons because I want to. Another point on there. I mean,
Hazel doesn't even like to watch cartoons at this
no,
point.
she just likes reggae cats. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, and every once in a while I'll put on like some 80s music videos and she'll dance to that. But who sits around? You're in a, I guess
I mean,
should we
maybe like she
disparage
watches Adult Swim or like Cartoon Network or something.
Okay, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, everybody has their form of entertainment. Those wide hips right there, boy, I'll tell you what. 10 years from now, let's check on her.
There is something. I do not have wide hips. And you know how people always say, oh, you got those wide childbearing hips, right? Like, I don't know if it's really easier to have a child when your hips are bigger. I don't know. I want to say that it's a myth. Because, like, I have very small hips and, like, my childbirth was okay. So I'm not sure.
It's pretty painful. You had to eat a lot of sour straws in the
so
delivery
I don't
room.
know if you have wider hips, maybe it's less painful. I'm really not sure. But anybody with wide hips, let me know what your experience was. Did your baby just fly right out? I don't know.
This is really brave of Marie 100 in the chat. She said she didn't get married until she was 48 and she never had any children. She says as she's getting older, she's feeling sad about her decision. That's really sad.
I'm really sorry to hear
challenge.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's like you can't help it. It's like us as women, we only have so many fertile years. I know we like to be in denial about that on the internet. When women over 40 are like, I'm just as fertile as I was at 20. It's like, no, like this is a reality. Like our eggs are really just not. We only have so many of them.
I wonder if you're adopting, if the age of the parents, I mean, I'm sure it is a factor, but I wonder what age they start to say they cut off how old you can be to adopt. I mean, you're a social worker.
But I don't deal with adoption at all. I think age does play a factor. I'm sure they would give a baby to a parent who's, of younger parenting age than of one that's like 60 years old. But I'm sure if it's a hard to place child, like a teenager, they probably would be more likely to place that kid with an older person because they're not a baby.
Interesting conversations.
I don't know. If there's anybody who's adopted a child before, let us know. Like, how difficult is the process? Do they just place kids with parents very easily and quickly? Or I've always heard it's a long, drawn out, expensive process.
No idea. It's time for us, Stephanie, to discuss the Micro-Peen. It's the
Oh
Micro-Peen.
boy, talking about fertility, right?
It's the Micro-Peen Mystery Hour. Justin
Going from
Peterson,
wide hips to small peens. All right.
my brother Justin, wide hips, small peens. It's the Wake Up America show. Coming up in the next hour, my brother Justin Peterson joins us live to talk about a new documentary that says that Adolf Hitler had a micro-peen and Jeffrey Epstein may have had a lemon-shaped peen. We're going to talk about all that and more. It's a fun holiday gift extravaganza. Don't forget to gift us. Can you bless us with something?
Can you bless me with something?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, gosh.
Money-wise.
Please. Can you suck it?
What? Make sure you guys are helping to unlock that bonus content. We've got to hit $100 raised in order to unlock phase 1. And then phase 2, guys, if you want to play the game, crowdparty.app this morning, the Liberty Loot Live game show, then we've got to hit $150. I'm a little nervous we're not going to make it. Usually we unlock it really fast. So I don't know if maybe we've offended anyone. But hopefully we will get to $150 so we can at least play the Founding Fathers trivia game.
Yeah. I mean, every day after the show, I'm always like, how did it go? You know, and it's like, we never know like why sometimes people support us and why sometimes they don't. It doesn't always make sense. So let us know in the chat. Like, are we doing something wrong?
No, it's because we have a Micro-Peen. We'll be right back. It's the Wake Up America show on the 4 Liberty Network.
Simple, dimple, подскриш, подскриш, подскриш. Роскомздрав не запретит. Simple, simple. Если голова болит.
Are you tired of the strange radioactive effects of leftist culture? Do you ever wonder what happened to good old-fashioned American values? Well, fear no more, because there's a new force fighting back against the cultural rot of today. Introducing Culturama, a right-of-center talk show that's taking back the future today. Hosted by none other than blonde bombshell herself, Daniela Pensack. She's not just talking, she's taking culture back. With sharp takes, brilliant guests, and a few surprises along the way. Tune in to the live video podcast twice a week, because the future doesn't have to be weird. It can be Culturama.
If there wasn't going to be somebody who was a fiery champion of liberty, somebody who would get out there and who would be aggressive, and if they wouldn't do it with more fire or passion than I had, then I would go and I would fight this battle for us. I've fought for the principles that we all share. Parties tend to be secondary to me. We're here because we believe in the principles of liberty. I am not a perfect messenger, but I think I'm a damn good one. This is a replica of our first president's flintlock pistol. You have my full support, my respect, and my gun.
I think that the heart of my philosophy is much more libertarianism than well, that's the fashionable word these days, I guess. A conservative is no longer just that. He's a libertarian and always has been.
Yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything.
What is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government, get off my back, get out of my pocket, and let me have more control of my own destiny.
Do you hate the deep state? Do you reject the Antichrist in all his ways? Do you believe that aliens controlled LB?
Picture this. It's 1776. Thomas Jefferson is hunched over his desk at Monticello, ink-stained fingers, writing the most radical document in human history. Do you really think he was sipping Starbucks? No. He was drinking something bold, something black, something brewed strong enough to fuel a revolution. That's the spirit behind Founding Flavors, our signature line of liberty-fueled coffee. No soy froth, no climate guilt, no corporate slogans. Just real coffee, inspired by the men who wrote freedom into existence. Every cup is a quiet protest. Against mediocrity, against tyranny, against bad coffee. So this morning, skip the globalist brew. Grab something worthy of a free man's sunrise. Founding Flavors. Now brewing at forlibertyshop.com. Imagine bringing George Washington back to life. Just to explain that in 2025, men can get pregnant, waving an American flag might offend someone, and our government is $34 trillion in debt. But that's not all, George. We have drag queen story hour for toddlers. Pronouns are mandatory. And Harvard can't define woman. Oh. And we send billions to Ukraine but can't fix potholes in Ohio. You know, just normal modern empire stuff. I'm sure he'd be totally cool with it. Right after he finishes reloading. He didn't cross the Delaware for this nonsense, but you can carry on the fight with gear that would have made King George cry. Shop bold, shop free, shop forlibertyshop.com. Legend has it, back in 1773, a band of angry, overtaxed patriots stormed a British ship, found the king's favorite tea, and said, "This would taste better without the tyranny." Then they tossed it overboard. Fast forward to today. That revolutionary spirit lives on in Boston Harbor Black, the boldest brew in the For Libert tea lineup. It's dark, it's smooth, it's unapologetically American, just like the folks who drink it. Whether you're sweetening it up on the front porch or drinking it straight like a Minuteman before battle, this isn't tea for royalty, it's tea for rebels. No fake flavors, no corporate slogans, just a cold glass of Don't Tread on Me in liquid form. So skip the woke iced tea aisle and stock up on Boston Harbor Black at forlibertyshop.com. Because when the heat's rising, the least you can do is drink like a patriot.
DEI is bullshit. Let's make Disney great again. DEI is...
Well, thank you, Mickey.
Oh my gosh,
Good morning.
that's cute.
Rise and freedom. Thank Sora for that one. Welcome to the Wake Up
And
America
BB,
show.
right?
And BB for
BB,
Liberty.
yeah.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. It's the Wake Up America show. Freedom Family Friday. That smoking hot redhead that you see sitting next to you right now. That's my wife. So keep your dirty, stinking paws off her.
Hello.
I don't have to worry about my next guest, Justin Peterson, who joins us live this morning on topics like these. DEI, Micro-Peen. Some might say he's an expert. Welcome, Justin.
I have a master's degree.
Freedom Family Friday is the second hour, fam. That means that we are hanging out with everybody. Justin, Stephanie, AP for Liberty. And if Hazel wakes up early, she might make an appearance as well. Hey, Justin, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. You know, I cannot be held morally responsible for anything that's going to happen in the next hour. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be wild. We just sold our second box, or I guess tube, of Mises' matcha.
Oh.
I can't wait to see Joni enjoy that.
Thank you for buying that.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about that one as well.
I'm super excited about that this morning. But before all of this, all of these stories, before we talk about Disney DEI, before we talk about Adolf Hitler's Micro-Peen, we need to talk about something a little bit closer to home. Happened right here in Missouri. Justin, you saw the news this morning. He's left the building. A Missouri judge has been removed from the bench. He lost his job for routinely wearing an Elvis wig on the bench, playing his music at hearings. Now, I thought this was America.
I mean, that's pretty funny.
Missouri judge lost his job for repeatedly making irrelevant Elvis Presley references during hearings, playing his music at swearings in, and even wearing an Elvis wig. St. Charles County Circuit Judge Matthew Thornhill resigned after a disciplinary committee found he routinely sported the Elvis-style pompadour, aviators, along with his robe while making rulings around Halloween season, Justin.
Just around Halloween?
Yes.
Oh, he doesn't normally do it then. Okay.
They say that he failed to maintain order and decorum in the courtroom. He was also found to have mentioned his preferred candidates for an election to multiple people in court. So that one got...
well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So womp womp.
There's some conflict of
it's
interest.
like my sympathy meter keeps going like this. It's like,
But did he prefer libertarian candidates? If so,
No. He would. They would have disbarred him immediately. So yeah, Justin, that's sad. Dad would love a story like that, I would imagine.
I mean, I like the guy. I'm terrible, but the guy that lived in was it New Jersey? The judge that was so great that everybody loved. What, the Italian guy?
Oh yeah,
he was awesome. He was just like the sweetest guy.
Oh, the guy, and he
passed.
He just like passed away recently, didn't he? Yeah. So it was sad.
Yeah, he just passed away.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he was awesome. I love that guy.
Joel Ledamore just went and bought a join or die woven blanket this morning.
Nice. That's a
Way
good
to go,
pick.
buddy.
Yes.
Did you make that one, Steph?
No, you did.
Okay, that's right. I did make that one. That means that with that, then we've crossed the $100 bonus content level. We might be approaching phase 2.
Yay.
That's exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Don't forget to visit the Grift Shop. And remember, more coffee boxes you buy, the more money you save. Justin living in a van down by the river. Disney drops DEI language. So their 2025 annual report removed all mentions of diversity, equity, and inclusion for the first time since 2019. The company didn't announce the change publicly. They quietly scrubbed the terminology from its 10K filing, which they have to give to the Securities and Exchange Commission. Disney stock has struggled over the past several years. Multiple major corporations have followed suit. Justin, as the ultimate Disney fan, as a man who worked for Disney for a summer when you were a young man, you're kind of an expert on this company and what's going on with them. And a lot has changed in our lifetime. Do you want to talk about this?
The thing that is interesting to me is that I don't think, well, I'm going to be skeptical. I'm going to take a black pill, but I think it's just going to be reorganized in some other way. You know, I think I've seen a lot of celebration online. People are like, yay. And I'm like, don't ever turn your back on this stuff because it's going to come out in a different way, or they'll reorganize it, or they'll relabel it, or they'll call it something different, because the tactic of the communist is always try. You know, that's their motto, their main motto, always try, to push communism. So, they had to basically get their butts handed to them. I mean, imagine Austin having the intellectual properties that Disney has.
I know.
I mean, imagine just like the scope of intellectual properties that they have. And then just taking the goodwill of the consumer and just being like, we don't care about what you want. We're going to push ideological views on you. And having it backfire so badly in their face. Like, has Bud Light ever recovered from the Dylan Mulvaney thing?
No.
Have they ever come back from that?
No.
Yeah. So
now, Justin, when we were growing up, it was kind of a secret that they had gay days at Disney growing up.
I went.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so what is this gay day? What do you do on gay day?
Everyone gets really gay at the park.
Like, are non-gay people welcome on gay day?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, here's how historically they would do that. That was always done as a private affair. It was organized by a private company.
Uh-huh.
And it would be like, a tourist group or whatever would say, we're going to do gay days. And so Disney, the parks did not organize it. The park wasn't like, we're going to do whatever. But the people had enough money, because gay people have disposable income, that they were able to afford a lot of, like DJs. Like, they would bring in crazy DJs and like all kinds of cool stuff. And then they would say everyone's going to wear red shirts. So like in the late 90s, like all the gays would wear like Disney gay or whatever, and would wear red shirts.
That's interesting.
But it wasn't organized by the parks themselves. It was done, independently.
Okay.
But it was I just snuck back and I was like, it was actually listen, I'm going to tell you. I'm gonna tell you, it was a lot of fun because when you hear a bunch of homos on the Tower of Terror, like screaming like banshees, it's pretty much the funniest thing in the history of life to hear a bunch of gay men screaming.
Aww.
Like, I mean, it's just because it's like dudes. Like, come on. Ah! Like, you know,
Right.
so funny. But
That's
no,
cute.
But it was cool, you know, and these are obviously affluent gays who do these things. Like there is a whole cadre of like rich gays that like go to like different events, cruises, touristy things, and you know they'll go to Mykonos in Greece, and they, you know, there's all these like there used to be circuit parties, and they probably still do them, but you know they'd go all around the place. But that was never anything that was done at Disney that was like specifically because we had to tell people that because then like you know you imagine like you know. Jim Baker and Tammy Faye Baker come in from like, you know, North Carolina and they're like, what's all this homosexuality? You know, there would be people that would get really upset. Like if they were in the parks that day, you know, and like their kids were there, they're like, what's all these homos doing here? You know? So we'd have to be like, as cast members, we'd have to be like, well, you know, it's a private group, you know, whatever.
I don't know if this video is going to be good. It's just the first search result that came out on YouTube.
Oh, boy.
When I said gay guys ride Tower of Terror. At
Oh,
Disney,
no.
I don't know. It might not be a good video. Let's see. Hold on.
I hear some girls in there too, I think.
Those are all guys.
Oh gosh.
Even the laughter is effeminate.
I know.
It's like Ethel Merman, you know?
Oh my God.
Aww.
But like, you know, but like gays
Well,
have
that's
always
cool.
been at Disney. Like, you know, but you know, there's always been gays at Disney. Like,
Of course.
That's always been a thing. But you know.
But was it better? Was it better when it was underground?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Because it gets boring. When something is countercultural, it's kind of edgy and fun. But the minute it becomes mainstream, it just becomes boring. And it's like, it's not fun anymore. Like when I moved to Massachusetts, you know, Massachusetts is like super duper gay. And but there's no culture. There's no gay culture here. Like there's nothing like at all. Like you have to go to Provincetown, but Provincetown is basically populated by people that are not necessarily from here. So it's a tourist location. It's a tourist destination mainly. So you get something fun in Provincetown, but that's because it's not really native. You know what I mean? It's something that's brought in from all these different people that come in and celebrate and hang out in Provincetown. But no, I think when something gay culture has gotten really boring, it's really boring, you know.
So maybe all of the, you know, transgender individuals, they'll just get bored eventually.
Well, that's what's happening. We started seeing that transgenderism, once it became mainstream, the number of people self-identifying has started to drop because it's not cool anymore.
It's not cool. No, especially young people. Young people are just like, no. You know, we needed COVID and we needed to be locked into our houses and online perpetually for transgenderism to kind of take off as a cultural phenomenon.
Interesting.
You know, I think if we hadn't had the pandemic, I don't think we would have seen the numbers of people identifying as trans.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I think we're coming out of the COVID, you know, whatever. Because people were perpetually online, you know, and they were like, everyone was like, you know, sequestered and on you know, getting all their info online. And so it's like, oh, maybe I'm trans, you know, so. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that something? It just messed us all up socially.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. I still have teenagers that like for a couple of years that I work with that were just, they could not compute. They were like little broken computers, and they just were like they were socially inept. They just were glazed over.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, it was really weird. It was really weird.
But Justin, I mean, you've started, you know, embedding yourself in communities, being, you know, joining community groups and started to get out there. I mean, are you starting to feel or hear much of a pushback against this? The you know, these issues that we're discussing here, that more people are sharing views like yourself, maybe in private, but what they wouldn't say publicly.
Yeah, I mean, when I first was starting to talk about all this stuff, because it was so pervasive in the culture, the only kind of historical precedent that I could think of is, you know, during the time before Christianity became the official religion of Rome or whatever, with Constantine, Christians would, like, if you were going to talk to somebody about Christianity, if you're going to be, you know, like, oh, we want to talk about Jesus, what people would do is they would draw a line in the sand. They would draw like a curve in the sand. And then it would be an indicator to the other person that if they were also a Christian, that they would finish the curve on the other side and they would make a fish. They would draw a fish in the sand, and that's how you knew the other person was okay to talk to. So one of the feelings is when you're having these conversations, it's like you feel like if you just draw the line, is like the other person going to draw the line? And I found myself in so many situations like that, where I would sort of draw that first line conversationally with someone, and then sometimes the other person would finish the fish, and sometimes the person would not. And so then you'd be like, oh, okay. So you would know sort of how the conversation was going to go by sort of trying and testing people out to see how safe is this person to talk to.
Yeah.
Are they one of the Borg? You know, because I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Stepford Wives. It's one of my favorite movies from the 70s.
A long time ago.
But it had that, when we all went through that madness with everything in the past 5 years, it sort of did feel like that, because all your neighbors are getting turned into robots, right? And you're like, am I the crazy person? Am I going crazy? Because everyone around me has literally gone batshit, like they've gone insane. And you do feel like like the world is getting claustrophobic because it's coming in at you. It's like an ideological view that you don't share. It's just coming really at you. And you don't know who you can talk to. You don't know who's been turned, right? Like, are they a robot? Are they a Confederate?
Yeah, it's like that movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, right? If they detect that you're not part of the crew.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
No, totally. And it's been and people are getting braver, I think, little by little. I'm having more, secretive conversations with people about things. They'll, like, I've heard lots of conversations about some people that I'm, like, this church that I'm going to, because you have to remember I live in Massachusetts, but like people will say, oh, I think it's going too far left, and I'm like, yes, it is going too far left,
Yeah.
And but it's like they open the door, and you finally feel like you can actually speak freely with someone. There's nothing worse, because here's the thing about totalitarianism, Austin and Steffi. Totalitarianism isn't enforced usually from the top down. It's enforced by your neighbors. Totalitarian has to be held up by the people that are in your community, that are all part of the lie, that need you to be part of the lie too. That's why totalitarianism is so awful, because it's not like some dictator, at the top who's saying, oh, you have to say this and believe this. I mean, look at what happened with Fauci. Fauci was done as a totalitarian system because everyone else fell into line with Fauci. And it was like, you have to do this. You're a grandma killer. You're going to do. So totalitarianism is horrifying, because it's not Austin, it's calling your neighbor, right? You knew this in Jeff City when you worked at the radio station. People snarking on their neighbors, people calling on their neighbors. Oh, I saw my neighbor out without a mask on. That enforcement of totalitarianism doesn't come from the top. It comes from your neighbor. It comes from people around you.
Very sad, very true, Justin. And it is... It's amazing how people, they want to belong. They want to feel like they're a part of the community. This is why so many people just went along when Adolf Hitler and the Nazis took over, because they just wanted to belong. They didn't want to stick out. Most people don't want to stick out, Justin.
No.
And if anything, one of the great things about Americans is that probably the reason why we've been so resistant to tyranny is that there is a willingness to stand out here that you don't see in other countries. I was having a conversation yesterday with this woman, Yoko Ishii. She's a conservative woman from Japan, and conservatism in Japan and conservatism in Europe is not conservatism in the United States. It is nothing like conservatism in the United States. I tweeted this yesterday. For some reason, people really identified with it, but I said the distinguishing factor of conservatism in the United States versus conservatism around the world is that we conserve liberty in the United States. There's a libertarian streak of American conservatism that does not exist around the world. And so we fared the pandemic much better than countries like Australia, the UK, New Zealand, Canada. Yeah, because there is a bit of an antibiotic strain to liberty, or to strain against tyranny. And it's a fascinating thing. But people want to kill it, Justin. There is a movement on the right to try and kill this liberty streak amongst conservatives. And it's probably the greatest fight that we have right now.
And I would say also, to your point earlier, you said I don't think it's native. I think it's being funded by foreign interests because, like, even something like our, the illustrious Fuentes, right? He'll put on a post, and within an hour, he'll have like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of responses within an hour. I'm like, that's not normal. That's those bot farms you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
That's not a native thing happening. That's being fomented. I do think that the thing that's happening on the right is being fomented by foreign interests. It's not national. It's not American. And that's why I think the X thing and getting people's location, even with VPN, because now you won't be able to use a VPN to kind of hide or mask where you're coming from in your computer.
I think that's a great idea.
It's a positive thing. It's a positive thing.
Yeah, let's talk about that for just a moment before we get to Micro-Peen.
We're blocking VPNs?
We are blocking VPNs from visiting our shop.
Oh, yeah, we are. But on Twitter?
No, not on Twitter. But it'll say if right now they're testing it. So let me just set this up for everybody real quick. So we're talking about X, formerly Twitter, is now going to list the country of origin for an X account so that people can know where that account is coming from when you're interacting with them. Frequently, you'll get all of these anonymous bots or trolls who will attack you. They'll be supporting the Groypers. They'll talk, they'll call you a Jew. They'll say all these things. And you think that, because their account will say, I'm a patriotic MAGA American. I love Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, and they're right about everything. And you'll think, oh, well, maybe this is how the right is moving. But their account will, if they get doxxed, a lot of these accounts are in Pakistan, or they're in India, or they're in some of these other countries where they're running these scams. And it's probably Russian and Chinese influence campaigns that are operating here in the United States to try and sow dissension. And people who don't believe that, I got a bridge to sell you, because the Russians have been doing these kinds of influence operations for decades. The Cold War.
Yuri Bezmenov.
They're called active measures. And they continue these active measures today. It hasn't stopped. And what they're doing right now is, I think that the left is already ideologically captured by foreign agencies, but the right was ripe for an attack from these outlets. When you see Russia today posting conservative right-wingers unironically,
yeah,
and doing so, that's when you know that you're, and even if you don't know that you're doing the enemy's job, you're definitely a useful idiot for foreign regimes. And I think that's what a lot of it is. And I think that probably Qataris, the Emirates and the Saudis and a lot of these Gulf oil countries have decided that they know that if they spend money on influencers in the United States, that they can get the kind of coverage, the coverage that they want to support their views and values, which just happen to be anti-Semitic values, anti-Israel values, and values that go against the core foundational. I won't say, Justin, we were raised amongst Christian Zionists to some extent, because it's hard to really, I think qualify that without really a thorough examination of the belief system. But I would say probably to some extent, marginally, we were around Christian Zionists.
Sure. Well, because of the religious belief about the importance of Israel in the end of the world, right? Because, well, that's a whole other bag of tricks. That's a whole theological thing. Because there's lots of factions of Christianity that are like, everybody has a different opinion about what happens at the end of the world. And unless you study that stuff, it's like, what? And then a lot of those things came around in the 19th century too. So it's like the early church fathers weren't sitting around going, how is the rapture going to happen? Like, even that concept was not really codified until the 19th century.
Yeah, the rapture concept, which is what we were raised to believe, by the way. We were raised to believe that. Well, that came about in like the early 1800s.
Yeah, it was 1800s.
In the United States.
The church fathers of the first 1,000 years of the church were completely mute on any question about it.
Stephanie, do you know what the rapture is?
That the world is going to collapse, and then some of the Jews will be chosen.
Yes, yeah, that's pretty close. Basically. Pretty good for a Jew.
I've been knowing for so long that I'm not going to heaven, but I know that there's a slight chance that I may go to heaven.
But this is why, our mother was embalmed. Right, this is because these groups of Christians.
Well, that now goes back. That does go back to the early Church, because again, it has to do with the idea of resurrection of the body,
Right.
Which doesn't have anything to do with necessarily the rapture, which is a completely different, separate thing. But the body is.
My understanding was that the concept of the rapture was that these bodies were going to be lifted out of the grave, right, and so therefore they didn't want to destroy the body through cremation. They wanted to keep the body whole so that they could go to heaven.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and if you really want doctrine on that, in terms of the idea of not cremating, starts largely with the Catholic Church, but that spreads out through other strains of Christianity as well.
Yeah, and Jews don't like cremation either.
Yeah.
What, Justin? How do you feel about it?
Cremation?
Yeah.
Personally, I won't do that, but I'm not. My lifestyle is this. If you do you, like.
Well, what do you want to do?
If you want to be Rice Krispies, that's go for it. Go for it.
Well, what do you want to do?
I'm going to be. I'll be thrown. I mean, put me right in Peculiar. I'm going to be right there in Peculiar.
I know, but you want to be embalmed and buried?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, embalmed though. You want embalmed?
Oh yeah, because
Justin
that's
does.
Yeah.
Just because. Yeah.
Now, me, on the other hand, like in the Jewish tradition, it's like
can't do that.
You just kind of go as you came into this world, and so you don't even wear clothes in your casket. You just basically have a sheet over you. So it's like I just want to, even though I'm not like a practicing Jew, so to speak, I'm still very much culturally Jewish, and like that's all I know. So the only thing I feel comfortable with is just to keep me as I am. Don't dress me up in a dress or anything. Just keep me natural.
I hope I never see that. I hope I die first.
Yes.
I really don't want to see that.
I know.
Yeah, I hope I die first. I don't ever want to see that scenario. It makes me like want to cry thinking about that.
But I think these are healthy conversations because it's like if you know someone's wishes, then you can be way more at peace with what they are.
Okay, well, just make sure you like write that down exactly, so that because I just want to make sure I get it right for you. And if I have to, and I hope that I don't have to.
Thank you.
I hope I die first, and then you know what you can do with me? Rice Krispie me, baby. Burn me.
I know.
up.
I'm going to put you into all of the bodies of water in Missouri, DC, and New York. So I have the plan. I know what's going to happen.
Will you do a memorial somewhere though? Will you have like some sort of epitaph?
That's not up to me, but I mean, it's up to
I
you
would.
guys.
It would be a AP Liberty funeral.
Can you just do me a favor? Can you just not make it boring? Just have some fun. Dude, like just do like
it'll be a wake. It'll be like a wake style thing where we're partying, people are drinking, dancing.
Get drunk, smoke a joint, just have some whatever you do.
Have a hayride.
Have a hayride. Yeah, exactly. Go to Stonegate, have a hayride. Where I was born and raised and grown up. Burn me up in a casket like Valhalla. You know what you got to do? Put me in a canoe and shoot a flaming arrow at me and send me down the river.
Have you seen, I think it's a Native American where they take you out and they let the vultures have at you. They call it a sky funeral.
Okay, no.
That's terrible.
That's a no for me. That's going to be a no for me, dog, on the sky funeral. But no, I want to be burned up. And then if you guys are going to do anything, do it fun. Make sure that you have a good time. I want you guys to remember all the fun and the funny things says. Make sure, Justin, you tell the story about Dad where I said, you're right, I made it up,
oh my gosh.
where I was sick.
Well, I think, the memento mori, the idea of remembering you're going to die, is not a bad thing. In America, we think of it as, we're like, oh, it's so morbid. I'm like, actually, I think it's wonderful because it gives your life meaning. It gives your life purpose because you're not going to be around. The old sages of the past would keep skeleton skulls on their desks, as a sort of a reminder, like a daily reminder of death. Then it doesn't have to be morbid. It just can, but it can order your life. And when you drift around and you don't think you're gonna live forever, then you're not gonna live it's not gonna make much meaning in your life.
Well, and you don't really make the most out of the time that you have on this planet when you think you're going to live forever because you turn around and all of a sudden it's gone. But when you remember that you will die, there's an urgency there that wouldn't be there if you do what most people do, which is they really don't. They can't look at it. You can. I know the type of people you just have a discussion with them about death, and they are changing the subject. I had a friend who she was convinced that she was not going to die. And when I say this, it was, I will say, almost pathological. She believed that she was not going to die because when we talked about it, I won't say that she got violent, although she did She did do something violent to. She did hit me once.
Oh my gosh!
But
what the heck?
She was Tiger, but she was convinced. I think it was actually that I was like, no, you're going to die, and she slapped me. I'm pretty sure. But because she was so upset about it, and she was committed to getting as rich as possible so that she could find a way to Walt Disney her head, cryogenically, or that there are a lot of, strange people out there searching for the fountain of youth, try to make, using technical means to try and extend their lives. So she was searching for that so that she would not die. So imagine being not memento mori, but being animated to not die and spending your whole life in terror running from death. It reminds me of this Twilight Zone episode. Did you ever see it where it's the woman where she's a shut-in and the police officer who's played by, who was the actor who just died recently? The classic American actor who was not Robert Duvall, but he was in that movie, the bear movie with Grizzly. He's got like the big grizzly beard. Really handsome actor. Anyways, he was the police officer in the Twilight Zone episode, and he gets shot, and he begs the woman to let her in. She's like, no, I won't let you in. No, I can't let anyone in.
Robert Redford.
And eventually, he's pleading with her. He's dying, and then she lets him in, and they have this nice conversation, and she realizes that it is death. And that he has found his way. If you haven't watched this episode of Twilight Zone, it's so good. And
it's for this reason that I'm against this AI, memorialization thing that came out. What's that? 2 weeks ago, and it's like, oh, get your relative and like preserve them as AI, and then you have this sort of like weird seance, via technology with this dead relative who's like not even speaking for themselves anymore.
Yeah.
Right? It's sort of like cueing. It's like, don't do that to me, kids. Don't put some robot. Don't make any AI avatars of me after I die, please. I don't want anything else having my words in its mouth. I'm like, those are not my words. Because then what happens is your memories of the person as alive and then as the robot, it's like they start to meld together. And it's like, it all becomes one thing. And it's like that person isn't the person. But in your mind and the way your memories are going with the AI thing, it's like, oh, but that is it's not healthy.
And what if they end up saying something wrong to you and then you get in a fight with this AI person?
Right. What happens if they say, you look fat?
Right. And you're like, that's not something my mom would say. What are you doing?
Put on weight.
Right.
Right.
Good stuff.
Oh, it's so
I love it.
haunting.
I love it. It's funny because like opera, which is what, I got my training in, death is everywhere in opera. It's all over the place in opera. It's everywhere. So, like cultures of the past seem to be much more ready and willing to look at death and its meaning, and cultures were able to look and take things away from it much more than we are today. Sanitizing it, putting away. There's great documentaries about death and things, and how in hospitals and how people deal with things, and how you'll see people that are just like, no, they're not going to die. No, they're not going to die. No, they're going to be fine. And it's like, death is wild in terms of like how we think and how we believe and how we, it's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Whatever that was gorgeous.
Yeah. Twilight Zone, Robert Redford, 81st episode, where the actress Gladys Cooper takes the hand of Robert Redford and, asks, when will we go? And he's like, we've already begun. And she looks back and she sees her body laying there. But it's about it's about that fear of death, because she managed to extend her life by running from death. She managed to extend her life, but she became a shut-in, closed off from the world. She was disconnected from the world because of her fear of death. It just reminded me of that person that I knew, that violent woman who struck me for suggesting that.
Is that woman still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Is she still alive?
That would have been a crazy story. And then she died.
You're like, no, she died.
Yeah.
But no, like the idea, I love the idea of love after death. Like that comes in a lot of that's a very romantic idea, by the way. Like, that your lover is on the other side of the portal of heaven and they're waiting for you. And there's some beautiful works of art, both musical and film and theatrical, that really put that story out there. Like The Ghost in Mrs. Muir is one example. Like she has a love affair with this dead man was sea captain, and I mean it's a great romantic movie, Or my favorite was obviously Maytime, which is a film that was made in the 30s, where at the end of the film the heroine dies and she's reunited with her lover in heaven, and they sing together. And it's like so romantic and it's so wonderful. But yeah, no, it doesn't have to be frightening. I think it can be something beautiful. I do think it can be beautiful.
Speaking of beautiful, Micro-Peen.
Blood found on material from a sofa in Hitler's bunker have been DNA tested, and the results suggest he may have had a rare genetic condition. According to a documentary set to air in the UK, Hitler's DNA has a genetic marker associated with Kallmann Syndrome, which can delay puberty, lead to low testosterone levels, and a micropenis. So researchers say if the finding is accurate, it may explain some of the long-running rumours about Hitler's health, including that he had one testicle.
We already know from historical documents that Hitler had right-sided cryptorchidism, so an undescended testicle. And there are these sort of rumors about how during World War I he's teased for having very small genitalia. So I'm at pains to say that from the genetic evidence, we cannot say anything about Hitler's genitalia, but it fits nicely with what we already know about the history, about how there's something going on.
Does it fit nicely? I would think it wouldn't fit nicely. But
This would be a good reason to be cremated, so nobody can take your genitalia and put it in a jar like Rasputin.
What I find so funny about this, though, is this story is that there are actually people who are online who are getting mad about that. They're like, "Why are you so angry about this?" And then you remember that, like, he still does have some fanboys around out there.
Well, I think it's the small-peened men that are getting angry.
Well, did you expect Adolf Hitler to have like a huge Schwanzenstück? If he would have been having fun in Austria and climbing the mountains.
I would say that a lot of the very powerful rulers probably had small peens because they were trying to, be powerful because they couldn't be powerful in other ways.
We just introduced ourselves for the first time to Meatbag 3000, who said, "What the F did I just walk into?"
Well, hello, Meatbag. We are talking about meat right now.
I should probably remind people that this is the Wake Up America show, and I'm Austin Peterson, and that's my wife, Stephanie.
Hello.
And that's my brother, Justin. And on Friday, this show is really weird.
This morning, I was watching, scrolling through Facebook Reels, and there was this guy who was putting out some content, and we were, because we were talking about penises, and I was like, I love euphemisms for penises, by the way. I think that's one of my favorite things to just come up and look at all the different names. Mm-hmm. But this guy was calling it the ham candle.
Oh my gosh, the ham candle. I wonder if Hitler had a name for his.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Welcome to the Wake Up America show, Meatbag 3000. Welcome. We hope that you will become a regular guest. Sorry about Peen Day. We are
Petersons. We are Petersons.
We are Petersons, yes. And Freedom Family Friday is what we call this. And these are the days that we usually just goof off and talk about whatever we want. Here's a list of euphemisms for penis. Meat thermometer, yogurt slinger, one-eyed trouser snake, bald avenger, skin flute, love muscle, purple-headed yogurt chucker, kickstand, wedding tackle, pork sword, tallywhacker, meat puppet, disco stick, wang wang doodle, spam javelin, Russell the love muscle, fun wand, man meat, action Jackson, Excalibur, Captain Winky, Mr. Happy, the mayor of Munchkin Town,
oh my God,
dongle, joystick, baloney pony, fleshlight saber, rumple foreskin, custard launcher, skin chimney, womb ferret, thrill drill, lap rocket, muckle stick, turgid member, blue veined aristocrat, panty hamster, wedding vegetables, danger noodle, yogurt cannon, the John Thomas, trouser anaconda, love truncheon, pink oboe, schlanger, dingus, shalong, chubstick, peen, meat scepter, taint talisman, gonad guitar, bishop in a turtleneck, one-eyed wonder, weasel, pan python, and on and on and on.
Wow.
And no ham candle.
And I don't see any
Wow,
hand
that's a
candle.
new one.
Oh, that's great.
That's a new one.
But welcome to the Wake Up America show. And I'm sorry that today had
What
to be
do you
your
call
first time
yours?
here.
What does it say the name in the chat?
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Love torpedo, bumper sticker, schlong a dong a doo.
Well, listen, we called them tallywhackers. That was our childhood
I think
name,
Mom
right?
said. I think that was Mom. She said now make sure you put make sure you're done before you put your
Wash your tallywhacker.
Wash your tallywhacker. Yeah.
Oh my
Tallywhacker.
goodness.
The hell is tallywhacker?
I know you're supposed to teach your child like the appropriate names, you know,
Are
like
you?
the V word and the P word, right? But it's like, it's so awkward. Yeah. I just say to Hazel, you're pee-pee. I just say pee-pee.
Yeah, just pee-pee. Yeah, pee-pee's
I just
fine.
remember the kindergarten cop. He goes, "Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina."
Yes, right.
And
It's like
every
you're supposed to use those words.
If any trans people out there right now heard that, that'd be very upset. We crossed the $150. We crossed the $150 line today. That means that we are going to play a game as soon as Justin's gone today, and everybody who's watching right now can play. So make sure that you stick around after, because we're going to give away real prizes, and we're playing Founding Fathers Trivia. So it'll be great, a lot of fun. And we hope that you'll come back and join us Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time. If today's your first time here, please click the like button. Come back and join us every Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time. I promise you it's not always like this, but sometimes it is. Justin.
It's Friday.
Yeah. So Justin, not only is Hitler, you know, maybe he has a Micro-Peen, maybe he doesn't. I don't know that necessarily matters in the great scheme of things. I don't know if we can really know that in the great scheme of things. But Jeffrey Epstein's member also has become a topic of conversation. They said it was lemon-shaped.
How is a peen lemon shaped? Can you explain that to me?
Well, you know what a lemon is shaped like, right? Kind of like.
Are you talking about like a round lemon?
Yeah, like a round, like the fruit.
A round lemon,
The round lemon fruit.
And so it's just like a ball?
Short and girthy.
Short and girthy. So it's not long. It's short instead of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God! Someone put lemon party in the chat.
What is a lemon party? Can you tell me what that is?
Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
Do we really want to know?
No. Don't look
I know what Vermunda cheese is, okay? I'm not that sheltered.
Drew Runkle says he calls it a chode. Yeah, that's what I thought it was called.
Yeah.
It was a chode.
No. I thought a chode was like the taint.
No, I thought it was too, but I don't know.
Don't
chub?
support Camellia.
Is it a
I think
chub?
Camellia is like turning 500 shades of vermilion.
I know. Yeah, she is. So Rena O described Epstein's genitals as lemon-shaped and about 2 inches long. Can
Oh
you
my
believe
gosh,
that?
2
Yeah.
inches. So that would be, here's like an inch, here's like 2 inches, like
Yeah.
this.
I guess here's the question in
So
all
that
this.
size.
Here's the serious question in these
Yeah.
silly topics, okay? The serious question is, do physical abnormalities correlate with psychological pathology? Stephanie, I'll open that up to you, the therapist.
Yeah, I would say people who are self-conscious, they tend to hurt other people because they feel bad about themselves. So then they end up, being critical of other people, attacking other people, just to like compensate for what they're lacking because they've got this void going on inside. So yeah, I would absolutely say it comes out in their personality. You know those little big men at the gym, right? Those little short guys. Do you see them? Like they try to prove themselves to everybody.
I see that short man
Yes.
syndrome, right? That's probably Nick Fuentes' whole
Right.
problem. Is
he
that
probably
he's-
has a small peen.
He's a tiny Mexican. I mean, he's no. I don't know about his peen. I don't want to think about his peen.
No, that's Destiny's job.
Oh God, Justin, no.
Yeah. I mean, I really think about anything you're self-conscious about in terms of yourself and your body. It changes how you act around people.
I think so. It's true.
Well, and it's a cultural thing too, because there's a great. If anybody would love to read a great book, there's a great book called A Mind of Its Own: A Cultural History of the Penis, written by David M. Friedman, I think is the author's name.
Oh, a Jewish
And
man.
And he talks about the history culturally of the penis and what it meant throughout, he goes all the way back to Mesopotamia and like everything. But, like the Greek statues, for example, like when you go and you see like all the great Greek statues that were made and you're like, that dude don't got nothing down there, And it was because the Greeks viewed a too large penis as a sign of barbarism, right? They felt that it was a sign of someone who wasn't very intelligent. They saw a smaller penis as a person who was more rational, more reasonable, more restraint.
Oh,
so the
sure.
culture valued that sort of thing, and they saw the larger penis as indicative of a kind of a barbarism.
It's because they're jealous. Who started that rumor, right? It was probably somebody with a small penis who's like, see, I'm more logical than everybody else. Don't like
Well,
those
can I
big
tell you?
penis people.
There's a hilarious, I love what people thought the universe worked before we figured out a little bit more about how the universe worked. But like the changing of the male voice, for example, there used to be a belief that the vocal cords were connected to the balls. And so that when the balls descended, it pulled the voice lower. So that the voice got lower because the balls were dropping, literally. And so to this day, we still have an idea, like if you kick a guy in the balls, he's like, I have a soprano voice. I mean, that goes back to the medieval times. That goes all the way back to the, when we didn't know how any of that process worked.
Isn't that castration? Doesn't castration make you have a high voice or no?
Yes, it depends. Yes, before puberty, yes.
Now, see, they didn't need to castrate him. They just needed helium.
Well, but the funny thing about castrados, now you got me on a roll on castrados.
Here we
but
go.
like, if you had, these boys were picked up and they were trained from the time they were very, very young. And so if you think about the change that goes on in puberty, you had done all of this work with this boy to get him to be like a kind of a singer, and then it's like, and then he goes through puberty, and it's like, and then you kind of have to start over again because the voice change makes the instrument completely different than it was before puberty. So they did not want to lose time. They're like, no. So they preserve those. They would just preserve those voices. But it was one of these things that was like super secretive. Like nobody talked. It was like nobody talked about it. Yeah, and they would always say, "Oh, he fell off a horse."
Oh my god!
That was like
Wait, so if you got your testicles cut off, then you don't have a voice change?
Correct, because there's the hormones don't come through the body. And but what's interesting about the process was the guys who got castrated became like, some of them were very tall, and they had these enormous rib cages because the way their bodies grew was obviously not informed by hormones. So you would get these dudes who had like enormous chests, enormous rib cages, right? So they would have these larger than average size rib cages, but like a little boy's vocal cords. And so you've got this almost like this intensively large structure that can have intensive breath control and breath management and sing long phrases. And they became the rock stars, and they were alluring because women were like, oh, he can't get me pregnant, So they were very, very famous and celebrated.
But this is only if you get them cut off before puberty. Like if you waited till after puberty, you can't go back.
No, it doesn't go back. And that's the argument we're having with the trans hormone situation. It's like you can't reverse the effects of these hormones.
Yeah.
Once they're there and once they've flooded the system, there isn't a redo button. There's not a reset button. No.
Okay.
Now, isn't this why the trans activists are working so hard to make it so that it's legal to transition children?
Yeah.
In some ways, the psychology is the same. Yes, it is the same. It's the preservation of a kind of a femininity, especially with boys, that because boys are sort of androgynous, right? I mean, there's okay, now you're really getting it.
Here we go.
But like there's an indication of that androgynous state was one of the reasons why older men and younger boys was a thing in the ancient world, right? Because boys were not men. In other words, once a boy got facial hair, he was a no-go for older dudes to hang around with, if you get my drift. So they were not attractive anymore sexually. So the androgynous state of young boys was considered to be very alluring to the ancient cultures. And so in a way, the preservation of that androgyny, isn't it funny how we don't change?
Yeah.
That preservation of androgyny is one of the things that the medical industry is like, well, we have to preserve that because then when a boy goes through, he gets older, he will preserve those feminine qualities without becoming too masculine, and then creating, dysphoria. So that's the reason that was told to me. And this was told to me by a medical professional. So it's not like I'm making this up.
Yeah.
They said that the reason they want to do it is so that they can preserve the sex characteristics as being more female.
God damn, this is a fascinating conversation.
And we know that makes them more even in terms of sports. So like if you didn't go through puberty, then you'll have more qualities similar to that sex that you want to be.
I mean, yeah, and even then, it's like, but still, like some pubertal or prepubertal boys can still beat girls at stuff. Certain sports.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, boys naturally are more rambunctious than girls, even before puberty.
Yeah. Somebody said we just explained the Catholic Church. Speaking of,
oh boy,
real quick.
Read about it. There's a book called Castrato, and it gives you the whole history of this thing. It's incredible as a phenomenon.
One of the top searches that brings people to our For Liberty shop is Pepe the Crusader.
That's a cute picture. I like that.
Totally awesome adventures. Crusader Pepe merch available at forlibertyshop.com. One of our top sellers is the Crusader Pepe God Wills It meme t-shirt. And you can join the crusade. Check out our Crusader Pepe collection.
Aww,
God will see.
That's cute.
See that picture? He just wants to be a Crusader Knight, but he's sad because he doesn't get to live. The closest he can be is from his... See here, he dreams of our Crusader Pepe pillow. He dreams of being a Crusader Knight, but he hugs his pillow closely because that's all he has. You can check out all of our amazing Crusader Pepe merch available at forlibertyshop.com. Buy a box of Founding Flavors coffee while you're there, and we'll be so grateful to have you. Justin, it's time to say goodnight.
Oh.
It's been a fun show.
It's been expanding.
in a lemonous fashion.
In a lemonous way.
All of you discuss these topics at your Thanksgiving dinner table this coming week.
I can't wait. Justin, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I am going. Okay, this is a funny story. There's a restaurant in town that sent me an email. And it's like, would you like to order your own individual Thanksgiving Day dinner? And I was like,
Aww.
heck yes, I do. So they're gonna deliver that to me next Wednesday.
Aww.
It's like, heat it up. But what's funny is my friend Natalia and her husband Gene, they're like, why don't you come and hang out with us? So I was like, okay. I was like, but I'll bring my own food because I already ordered it. So you don't have to make me any dinner. So I'll be with friends.
And when are we gonna, Justin? When are we gonna have you in studio? When are we gonna see you in person?
Well, so in terms of my vacation, I come home back to Kansas City on the 19th of December, and then I'm home until the January 5th or 6th.
Okay.
I think it's the 5th because, I come back one day before Epiphany.
Okay, we're going to do our best to try and get you at least one Family Friday in studio with you, Justin. So hopefully we can make that happen. In your
house?
Yeah, if we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
if we can. All right, we love you, brother, and we hope you have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, love you, brother.
Love you.
Too, bye.
That's all right. It's Freedom Family Friday. That was Justin Peterson. He's my brother. I love him to death. And he always joins us on Fridays, and sometimes things get a little weird, a little wacky, and we talk about micro-peens. But the best part of the show, I think, so far was all of the euphemisms for penis. I think everybody really appreciated and enjoyed that.
Yeah, I got a text message from Quest Fanning's wife to call it penis. So we have people weighing in on what word we should use.
They feel strongly about penis. All right. Well, we can worry about that later. It's time to play the Great Grift Off Liberty Loot Live. Who wants to play? It's time for the Great Grift Off.
So everybody plays?
Everybody can play and compete in the Great Grift Off.
I mean, I want
today.
to play, but I don't want to win.
Well, you can play.
So if I win, still give the prize to the second person.
We'll give the second place person for the
Let's
winners.
just do that.
There
We'll
we
make
go.
it.
Everybody
We'll make
can
it
play.
fair for everybody.
Exactly. Here's how you play. You go to crowdparty.app. That's crowdparty.app. Make sure that you keep the Rumble feed up so you can still see and hear us. But just open up a browser, crowdparty.app, and type in that code that you see on the screen. That's
I'm here.
Crowdparty.app. You can also take a picture if you're watching us on like a TV or a phone. You can take a picture with your mobile device of that QR code that you see on your screen. We're going to have a little Founding Fathers trivia party. And first place is going to win a grand prize from the shop. Everybody who plays is going to win something. And everybody is welcome to play. So all you have to do.
Let's look at all the people coming in.
We can handle up to 50 people. I don't think we've ever had more than 7 or 8. But here's how it's going to work. You go to crowdparty.app, you log in, you type in the code, and you're welcome to play. Brian Woofin, what? What's up, Brian?
Oh, hello. We would love to see your family very soon.
Yeah, we got to get together soon, Brian. Sorry,
the kids and all of us.
Yeah, we got to do something fun together, okay? Crowdparty.app is the website. The code is 551165. You type that in, you get into the game. Once I press the Squid Game soundtrack button, you have 30 seconds to get into this game to try and win some prizes. And everybody who plays is going to win a prize. I hit the Squid Game button now. That means you have 30 seconds to start. And here, well, I hit the Squid Game button, but it freezes sometimes. So give it a
my
second.
gosh.
Let's do an icebreaker. Where in the world have you been that you thought was paradise?
I thought Japan.
Oh, okay, there you go. There we go. All right.
Oh my gosh.
There we
Like
go.
seriously, going to Japan was like being in another world. It was hard to believe that other places exist when you're there. You just feel so away from everything.
30 seconds until the game begins. Go to crowdparty.app and get in on the game. I see some people coming in and then dropping out. Go to crowdparty.app. We have 10 seconds left until we start the game. You can always join midway if you think you can still win, and the code will be in the top left-hand corner of the screen. So everybody can play. There's Ashley. We're playing for real prizes, and it is time. Oh, there's Camellia. Now we can play. Here we go. Time to begin.
All right.
Start the game. Let's play. Here we go. Who is known as the father of his country? Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, John Adams, or Benjamin Franklin? Remember, the faster you get the right answer, the more points. Everybody got George Washington.
I was about to say Thomas Jefferson.
Who got it the fastest? Luke
Eek.
Sacker. Okay, nice job, Luke. Next question. Which founding father wrote the Declaration of Independence?
I know that.
You got to get it fast.
I clicked on it.
The fastest.
Oh, there.
Who said James Madison? Get out. Whoever said James Madison.
The first Secretary of Treasury.
Oh, I know this one.
I don't know. No, yeah. Alexander was all for a bank.
That's right. Central Bank. Boo. Alexander Hamilton. Okay, now it's a question. It's a 50-50. You're going to receive a gift. Will you accept the gift or not?
I always decline it.
Probably was
Always.
a wise move because you lost 150 points.
Yeah.
Ham Candle, number one.
Ham Candle? That's what someone's name is.
Who was the primary author of the Federalist Papers? Madison, Jay, Hamilton, or George Washington?
Oh,
Alexander
gosh.
Hamilton.
Darn it.
Nobody got it. Wow. Means that ours stays right as it is.
I mean, Alexander Hamilton, he was a good guy.
Which founding father served as America's first vice president?
This is America's first.
Don't say that in front of libertarians. I'll crucify you.
Oh, yeah. Here, I know. He was the first president to live in the White House.
John Adams.
Yes.
Ham Candle, derelict in St. Selma, fighting it out for a first, second, and third. Who famously declared, "Give me liberty or give me death"?
Oh.
Almost everybody got it.
Oh, some people thought Thomas Paine. That's interesting.
Yeah, derelict my balls. My Micro-Peen. Who is known for diplomatic efforts in France?
Well,
Franklin,
there were
Monroe,
a few
Jefferson, and
people.
John.
There were a few. Thomas
Yes,
Jefferson left France as
he
well.
did,
So
but
that's kind of a trick question.
It was kind of, but Franklin
Yes.
was much more known for it.
Yes.
Derelict coming down to number one. Which founding father is associated with the quote, "I cannot tell a lie"?
Oh.
Washington, Hamilton, Jefferson, and Franklin.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh darn it.
And that quote itself was a lie because, of course, George Washington was a spy. Camelia's messing it up. Yes, you are. All right, test your reactions. Wait for the green light, then tap as fast as you can. Ham Candle, 1, Peen, 2, Derelict, 3.
Is there someone named Peen as well? Oh, my
Yes.
goodness. What do you say to your wives, you guys,
I don't
when you
know.
go home?
Yeah. Derelict my Micro-Peen. Very funny. Derelict's feeling strong at number one, but Bryant's right behind at number two. I hope Bryant Wolfen
He's known
wins
for
just
his experiment with
because it'll be funny
electricity.
Oh, everybody got Franklin, but who got it the fastest? Derelict is still feeling strong, but Bryant and Luke Sacker still have a chance to win, and so does St. Selma. This is it, last round. Who was the last surviving signer of the Declaration?
Oh.
Carroll, Franklin, Morris, or Hancock?
Definitely not Benjamin Franklin.
Charles Carroll.
Oh,
Boy, that probably
goodness.
messed people up. Let's see who the winner was. I'm excited. It was Derelict. Yes.
Yay.
Hey, everybody. By the way, everybody wins a prize today. So Luke Sacker, Bryant Wolfen, Ham Candle, I Like Ike, Peen, Camellia, Ashley, everybody gets a gift card from the shop. But Derelict gets a $25 gift card from the shop. So you can go shop and get some nice Christmas presents. Here's how you redeem your prize. Send us a text with your name at 573-319-1586. That's 573-319-1586. Bryant Wolfen, he choked. Last question got me. That's all right, Brian. Reach out to us today, man. Let's hang out soon. Hit and collect your $5 coupon for the shop. 573-319-1586. Bryant will send you your gift card. And then Derelict will send you your $25 gift card so you can do some real shoppity over at the Grift Shop. Guys, please visit our Grift Shop as you exit through the Grift Shop at forlibertyshop.com. If you enjoyed those games that we played, guys, we're going to be playing a lot of games tonight. Right here at rumble.com, 8 p.m. we play the Freedom Arcade. It's only for people that have the little red castle next to their names. So like Camellia, Drew Van Runkle, Luke Sacker, it's members only. If you have a red castle next to your name, then you're eligible to join us tonight at 8 p.m. Central. This is when things get really, if you thought it was PG-13 today, things get a little bit more adult and we goof around. And sometimes,
although Hazel's usually on camera with us.
Yeah, but it's just a little more wild, but it's members only. So you have to have that red castle next to your name. Join us tonight at 8 p.m. Central right here at rumble.com/AP for Liberty for a little bit of fun in the Freedom Arcade. We'll play more games like the ones that we just did. We'll laugh, we'll cry. You can be on the show if you have a microphone and a video through our Discord channel. Where's the Discord channel? It's at forlibertynetwork.com. Join the Discord channel, join the revolution, and thanks so much for all you do for freedom. We'll see you guys right back again here tonight at 8 p.m. Central on the Wake Up America show and the For Liberty Network.
Be free.
Bye, guys.
Crusade to cancel. Red Scare's Dasha. Dasha Nekrasova is an actress and political commentator who co-hosts the popular Red Scare podcast. She is also a victim of one of the more bizarre cancel culture stories in recent memory. You are reading free media from Robbie Soave and Reason. Get more of Robbie's on the media, disinformation, and free speech coverage. Nekrasova first attracted public attention in 2018, when she was selected for a random woman on the street interview at South by Southwest. The interviewer was with InfoWars, the conspiratorial right-wing website founded by Alex Jones. At the time, a supporter of Senator Bernie Sanders, IVT, and the progressive left, Nekrasova maintained a calm and friendly demeanor during the confrontational interview, and the video went viral, probably because Nekrasova was dressed as a Sailor Moon character. Fans dubbed her Sailor Socialism, or DOT. Later that year, Nekrasova started Red Scare with the Russian-born writer Anna Kachyan. The podcast was initially associated with what was then described as the Dirtbag Left, an ecosystem of extremely progressive, Sanders-supporting online commentators. Like Chapo Trap House, the prototypical example of Dirtbag Left podcasting, Red Scare quickly became very popular. Nekrasova's career prospered in other ways as well. She appeared on Season 3 of the HBO series Succession. Over time, the ideological perspective of Red Scare has drifted undeniably rightward, however. The podcast started interviewing guests more associated with the dissident right, including Curtis Yarvin and Steve Saylor. Recently, the ladies talked to Nick Fuentes, an avowed racist and anti-Semite whose appearance on Tucker Carlson's podcast has caused considerable friction on the right. The Fuentes interview was apparently a bridge too far for Gersh, the talent agency that represents Nekrasova. They announced they were dropping her as client. That probably doesn't affect Red Scare very much, although it probably makes it more difficult for Nekrasova to work as an actress. And this is where the story gets weird. Apparently Gersh fired Nekrasova after a lone, obsessed individual sent the agency email after email about her for 3 years. That individual, Jonathan Daniel Brown, is the subject of a bizarre profile in The Hollywood Reporter titled "The Long, Thorny Path to Dasha Nekrasova's Hollywood Shunning." The reporter interviewed him at great length regarding his Nekrasova fixation and his desire to get her fired by Gersh, an agency to which he has no formal ties. His quest began in 2023. Gersh did not respond to his repeated, desperate pleas for the cancellation of Nekrasova, whom he accused of platforming dangerous hate speech. But this year, in the wake of the Fuentes interview, Brown tried a new tactic. He posted Instagram stories about Nekrasova and tagged a journalist who works for Deadline. This did get Gersh's attention, eventually, and they parted ways with Nekrasova. You're probably wondering who this guy is and what his problem is. It seems he has had very minor acting roles, and mostly works as a producer. It does not appear to be the case that he knows Nekrasova personally. Presumably that detail would have made it into the profile. The profile itself, I suspect, is designed to heap some scorn upon Brown. And scorn is certainly deserved. Gersh is not obligated to maintain Nekrasova as a client, moreover. But we shouldn't enable weirdos weaponizing professional grievance culture to silence or punish other people. Brown's behavior is creepy and should be stigmatized as such. Imagine bringing George Washington back to life. Just to explain that in 2025, men can get pregnant, waving an American flag might offend someone, and our government is $34 trillion in debt. But that's not all, George. We have drag queen story hour for toddlers. Pronouns are mandatory. And Harvard can't define woman. Oh. And we send billions to Ukraine but can't fix potholes in Ohio. You know, just normal modern empire stuff. I'm sure he'd be totally cool with it. Right after he finishes reloading. He didn't cross the Delaware for this nonsense, but you can carry on the fight with gear that would have made King George cry. Shop bold, shop free, shop4libertyshop.com.